Hello, everyone. It's Leslie Flowers, Trailblazer for Women in Business, and we are here with a brand new presenter for our telesummit, Awakening Your Infinite Potential. And I'm so excited to have with me here today Esha Davis. She is the co-owner of Events by Esha LLC, a company that specializes in unique and life-changing Caribbean experiences. Oh, that sounds so good. So the most popular experience offered is the annually sold out Ultimate Trinidad Carnival, where professional women immerse themselves in the local carnival culture with 5 days of partying, parading in a beautiful costume, any
hmm
size, I would assume, getting dirty with paint and mud Juvet, and relaxing at the beach. So Isha is the author of the soon-to-be-released Confessions of a Carnivalista, is a speaker, and also mentors other women to help them find their joy. So welcome, Isha. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Leslie. I'm so excited to talk with you today.
Well, and I'm thrilled, and I want you to start off, if you would, for those who are listening, to tell me about your own awakening, because we are determining what is awakening, what is infinite potential, and our listeners are likely feeling that same kind of tugging or internal tickle that we know that we can do more, but where are the signs? And they show up in awakening. So please tell us about your own awakening.
Absolutely. And thank you. Yes. So
Mhm.
for me, the awakening happened in 2015. However, for years before that, I was exhausted and stuck in the corporate rat race. And that's when I actually started taking these Trinidad Carnival trips, which is a local festival on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. And I started traveling with my girlfriends. We would go every single year to experience this amazing festival, have a blast, and then come back to regular life. So it started long before 2015. And that, kind of parlayed into a business because I would organize these trips for my girlfriends. And then I just started doing it for other people. And of course, had a great time, living my daydream and having fun with that. And then in 2015, we send out a survey every year at the end of every Trinidad Carnival trip to ask people, so how was it? Did you have a great time? Is there anything we can do differently? Is there anything that we can do more to make this even more amazing for you? And we got some feedback from one of our clients. Her name is Raven, and she gave us a lot of feedback. And it was fantastic. It just completely blew us away. And in fact, I'd like to read a little excerpt of what she has sent to us back in 2015. So she says, I must say thank you to Isha and Tarek is my husband. He's the other creator of this business, for all of your hard work and dedication in putting together this 2015 Carnival trip. It was amazing. I must shout out the rest of the UTC crew for holding down this group of vagabonds and making sure everything was taken care of every step of the way. Love, love, love to each of you. Thank you for looking out for each other and many times for me. Your love, sincere concern, and endless joy is deeply appreciated and definitely inspires me to be a better person. You are beautiful. Now, here's the part that totally blew me away. Finally, I must say thank you from the bottom of my heart to Isha and Grace, who is another member on our team, for putting my concerns to rest about how I felt I wasn't slim enough to be in a costume. Sadly, I spent decades hating my body and trying to hide it all by packing on the pounds. Funny thing is, no matter how big I get, my shape remains. Ha ha ha. Anywho, I've been working hard on body image and self-love for the last year. And the self-love and confidence I saw within the UTC crew, all the sincere compliments I received from the crew and others, and witnessing a bazillion people in all shapes, sizes, colors, etc., just really enjoy themselves with no judgments and no apologies for being who they are, really helped me break through. I'm not sure if Carnival was meant to be a breakthrough, spiritual, or healing type of event, but it was for me. and I am forever grateful. Thank you. So those were the comments that we received from Raven after taking our trip in 2015. And my awakening, Leslie, was that this wasn't just an average trip.
Yeah, so what did it actually mean to you? If this was an awakening, what happened? And
sorry, go ahead.
what did you do about it?
Yes. So it touched my heart because it certainly was not intended that way, but apparently Raven and other clients that we've taken since 2015, year after year, experience an awakening themselves in terms of accepting their body image and being proud of their bodies and being confident in their own skin. That's really what really made me really touched, you know, just knowing that that's the experience that I was giving them. This wasn't a trip, it was an experience. And what did I do about that? So once that information, I got that message and had that awakening, it was time to rebrand. Because by 2015, so we started doing Ultimate Trinidad Carnival in 2012. So by 2015, and we were one of the pioneers, sorry, let me add that in, of this type of experience. By 2015, there were a few other businesses that kind of popped up trying to do the same thing. So it was time for us to rebrand and really differentiate what we were bringing to the table and what our value was. So what did I do about it? I started looking at websites and other information out there from other premium trips because we were offering a premium experience. This was all taken care of, all of the research done, all of the booking done, everything taken care of you, getting to Trinidad, traveling with you, making sure that you were safe in that environment. So it really dictated billing ourselves as a premium company. So I started looking at other premium websites. So how do they present themselves? How do they show up? You know, and
So
all of that led.
Excuse me, let me just interrupt you. So that was
Go
the
ahead.
first thing you did. You realized that your message had changed with that awakening from let's go have a party in Carnival. And by the way, that is not a cruise, it's an event that occurs there and you fly there, which gives you more time to spend too.
Absolutely.
Right. So then that was the first thing you did. Your message changed.
Yeah.
And then what was the next thing that you did?
So with the rebranding came, you know, we had to have a more premium look, a more premium feel. We needed a logo. The website needed to look as premium as what we were offering. The language had to change. All of that had to really build out the business and who we would attract, because if it was a premium experience, we needed to demand a premium price, and we needed to demand a different kind of client, someone who would not mind paying a premium price for a premium experience.
I love that. So the first thing was to research, once you had your epiphany, was to research other premium experience companies. And then the second thing was to begin to change your messaging. It was actually as simple as those two steps, right?
Absolutely. And part and parcel of that, and I know you're a big believer in this, Leslie, was in engaging other professionals to help me do that. I didn't do it all by myself. You know, there was a graphic designer involved, website people who consulted, and, you know, all of that stuff went along with building that premium brand and that premium web presence.
So you actually developed a team, which is actually a third step.
Yes.
Right.
There
so
you go.
Right. So for those people who are listening, for your awakening moment, when you get something to occur like Esha did, now, you know, to really be aware of that and what is your next step that motivates you into action. Now, Esha, I remember you're telling me that this whole carnival trip thing started where you were feeling exhausted and really were having daydreams about this. And that brings me around to the handout that you are providing all the people who would like to have it, which takes a look at the 3 ways that you can stop feeling exhausted and start living your daydreams. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about that handout and how would we use that for
Sure.
living our daydreams? Tell us how it works.
Yes, definitely. So, what I'm going to do is go through each of the three ways that you can stop feeling exhausted and start living your daydreams. And there's some space there for you to write some notes, some things that kind of jog something for you, or maybe even some little baby steps that you can kind of take to move in that direction. So feel free to use that handout to make these notes as I go through the 3 points.
Oh, that is.
Go ahead.
That is fantastic. So if you're listening, and of course you obviously are listening, you want to be sure to download that because I think we all feel exhausted, right? So tell us more about the experience there and why. I know you said that you were tired and you started doing it for fun, but what is it that makes this an experience as opposed to a trip where you go and there's an event or there are events, right, that you can attend? Why is it so rejuvenating and life-changing? Why do you suppose that Raven kind of had her own awakening as a result of this?
Yes, that's a great question. So first of all, it is completely unique. It is a unique experience that you cannot have. And there are several places in the world that have tried to duplicate this, Leslie. I mean, there's a Miami Carnival, there's an Atlanta Carnival, Toronto, London, they're all over the world. But Trinidad Carnival in particular is very unique. There's just something about being in a country that is completely immersed in the carnival culture. I mean, the carnival parade happens on 2 days and it's a national holiday. You know, that alone speaks to the magnitude of the impact that Carnival has on Trinidad and Tobago during this period of time.
Wow.
So it's a thoroughly unique experience and everyone is coming there to have fun. And just that, as you know, the high vibration and the joy and the fun having and the laughter and everything and the partying, it's a fever pitch. You know, and everyone is just there to have a great time. So you go to the parties, you know, they're all inclusive, all you can eat, all you can drink. You go, yes. They are, Leslie, they are. Where else do you go? And you can just go to the bar and just drink whatever you want and eat whatever you want from all of the little tents around the party, you know? It's all you can eat and all you can drink. And every aspect of Carnival is usually all you can eat, all you can drink. The Juve, which was the festival that you were talking about, where you put mud and paint and stuff all over your body and you dance, you party in the streets, literally. You know, it's so freeing, so exhilarating. You just release all your inhibitions and you just have a really great time. And then you top everything off with the Carnival Parade, where you put on a beautiful, albeit skimpy costume, you know, lots of feathers, lots of bling. You have your carnival makeup done and you look gorgeous and stunning. And then you party in the streets some more. And then you go home.
So let me ask you, I mean, it sounds like fun, I'm ready. But the question is, what about those of us who are listening that are not excited about giving ourselves permission to do something like this, that we are concerned about investing in ourselves? You know, women tend to nurture others and lots of times we put ourselves last. So what would you tell a woman who's on the fence about, do I really deserve this? And what could I expect as an outcome of this investment?
That's a great question. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. We as women do not give ourselves permission enough to invest in ourselves, whether it's investing in an experience like Ultimate Trinidad Carnival or investing in working with a coach in a program to help build our businesses. We don't give ourselves permission to do that. And what I have to say about that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big proponent for just do it. I'm going to steal the slogan from Nike. I'm fully well going to do that. But I am a big proponent for just do it. Before your brain gets in there and the self-talk starts, well, you can't afford this, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you don't give yourself permission to do it, do it. Do it, decide. That's really all you need to do. You just need to decide. And
Right.
that's where, you know, having these daydreams come in, you know,
Right.
and the first step of these three ways that I'm talking about, the first way is really taking stock of those daydreams. You know, and I have a few questions to ask yourself. You know, do you daydream? Do you even daydream? You know, there's so many of us who don't even do that. And if you would, what would you do to particularly have fun? And why this is important to me, Leslie, is when I reflect on my life and I look back at what I've really accomplished and the high points in my life, I was having fun. I was having fun while those things were being achieved, and those really great things, starting my business, meeting my husband, you know, having my son, and moving to North Carolina. These were all things that happened when I was having fun. And the impact is so big on your life when you are having fun, really having fun with what you're doing and your everyday. It's so big, you know. So what are those daydreams? And I'm a big fan of writing things down, as I know you are too, Leslie.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's something to be said for putting pen to paper or pencil to paper,
Right.
or whatever the case
Right.
may be. So once you figure out what those daydreams are, write them down. Write
So
them
your handout, it
down.
isn't about 3 carnival cruises that we or carnival trips, excuse me, um,
No,
experiences that we should have. It has nothing to do with that, really. It
no,
has to do with doing what you did which was starting to live your daydreams, which was for you initially to circumvent being exhausted and not having fun. And that's how the whole thing began. So the handout is more about to evaluate, do you daydream? What are your daydreams? And then you can use what Isha said in terms of her awakening, because Isha, won't they have an awakening probably right during as they're scribing your handout?
absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, Carnival is my joy, right? Trinidad Carnival is my joy. That's what makes me happy. You know, whatever your daydream is that makes you happy and really brings you that joy, you are guaranteed to have an awakening while jotting down these daydreams, for sure.
I love that. So
Mm-hmm.
Isha,
Mm-hmm.
how, of course, in your handout, you'll have a way for people to reach you, but if they want to reach out to you right now, what's the best way?
The best thing to do is to go to my website, and that is www.trinidadcarnivalpackages.com/EBA. And I'll say that again. It's www.trinidadcarnivalpackages.com/EBA. And that's E as in egg, B as in boy, A as in apple. And that's the quickest way. You'll find a contact form on there. I respond to all inquiries within 48 hours. And, you know, I'll send you some more information about, you know, talking to me, working with me possibly, and how we can find your joy and get that back in there, get daydreams back in play, you know?
I love it. I love it. So everybody, this has been an amazing presentation. Isha, thank you so much for carving time out of your busy day and for sharing how, you know, your own exhaustion moved you into your daydream. You had your awakening and you really realized the potential as a result of one letter, right,
Mm-hmm.
from someone else. So, you know, be listening for those indications that you do have infinite potential, and that will be your awakening. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much for being here. I know everybody will just enjoy this so much.
You're welcome, Leslie, and thank you so much for including me. This whole process has just been wonderful, and it's my pleasure to talk with you about all of this.